Hi, everybody. I'm Alicia Dale, and I'm a nonfiction ghostwriter and, of course, a member of C3. And our micro meetups are a way to invite people into our studios. And this is my studio where I write and work. And this idea to share the idea slip jar came about quite organically. I had posted a picture of my jar on Facebook, on my writer's Facebook page, and Cindy McKean tagged me and said, "Oh gosh, this is a really neat idea. Why don't you create a micro meetup?" And then it started to grow and grow. And I wanted to say thank you for the beautiful graphic artwork. It really brought it to life because it's such a simple idea. And the beautiful graphics really just sung, and particularly on Instagram with the flashing light bulbs. So I wanted to say thank you, but here's the real jar.
Woohoo!
Here it is, sits on my desk. And the reason that this idea was created was, I think particularly when we're under deadline or under pressure, everything else seems like a better idea than what we need to do. And it's easy to get distracted and then think, oh gosh, I've got this great idea, which is a wonderful sparkle, and I need to go after it. And in order to kind of squash the urgency to work on something else that was distracting me, I just decided to write ideas on a little slip of paper and put them in a jar. Because then I thought, well, one day when I have nothing to do and I have no inspiration, I can go inside my jar and pull out a little slip and work on that. So at the end of the year, then I look at all the ideas and I throw away the ones that are like no longer good or I don't really feel anymore. And surprisingly, most of my ideas I still thought were pretty neat. So, but I did purge a few that I thought, oh gosh, what was I thinking at that time? And for whatever reason, I mean, some people really like their technology, but I like a piece of paper and a pen. So that's what I do. I take notes. Some folks in the audience like paper and pen, and it just really works for me. And there's two picture books. I really get inspiration from picture books, and I'll put these in the chat. But this one's really super cute, and it's called Big Plans, and it's about a little boy with big plans and big ideas, and he's going to do things big. And I think this is really fun to kind of nurture your ideas. And this one is a great one, what to do with an idea. It's a little bit more cerebral, and just kind of talks about how important ideas are. And I think, sometimes, especially when they're just in the very beginning stage, it's easy to dismiss things and think, well, it's not important, or, this will never get off the ground, or somebody else did it. And I kind of think about that as an idea in the GUI phase. And when you're in the GUI phase, it's also important not to share it with other people. I don't know why that human nature is to say, oh, that's not that big of a deal, or somebody did it, or whatever. So someone, maybe unwittingly can squash your idea. And that's really unfortunate. So, the way to get the demons out of your head and, put it in a sacred place where, the idea will be honored. This is where this little idea jar came about. Now, the jar for me is important. So I think you need to pick something that's pretty or meaningful for you. And then when this was placed on the internet, I thought, wow, I can't even remember where I got this jar, but I probably it was probably jam in it or something, or tea. I probably thought it was pretty and threw it in my closet, but I did a Google image search of it, and the jar is worth $25. So idea jar is for sale. Yeah. $25.
Excellent.
Can't believe it. I like to recycle, so I like to use things that are around or that have been used in different ways. The other thing, sometimes, especially now, we're really talking about stealing ideas with AI. And if anybody's familiar with the book called The Prophet that was written by Khalil Gibran in 1920, yeah, it's such a beautiful book. It's so full of wisdom. It's poetry. But he talks about, he has a line in the book about having children. And he said that children don't come from you, they come through you. And I think that's especially important for parents when they project things onto their child. And I think the same thing about ideas. I mean, I never feel like I own that idea. I mean, if we can continue to research things, and I'm a big researcher, you can always find things that go back to the Stoics and probably even before then. I mean, I doubt that there's anything that's truly that original, but what makes it original is our interpretation or our life experience that makes it, makes it unique in ours. So I really don't worry about people stealing ideas because I'll have another one. So this is a little bit intimidating, but I will pull an idea out of the idea jar. It might not be any big deal, but at the time I thought it was really important. So I'll dig in and I'm going to show you how I use QuickWrite, which is an artificial intelligence tool for writing, specifically for writers, to develop an idea. I don't like that one. Another. Okay, that one's okay.
Do you date them? Do you put a date on them?
I don't. Wow, I thought these were brilliant at what time. Oh, okay. So at one time I thought it would really be fun to write a book about the fact that kindness is a superpower. So I'm going to share the screen and open up QuickWrite. QuickWrite is a software that a fellow writer made available to other writers. And here it says lifetime access is $497. I got an introductory pricing of $297 at the time. And I really liked that pricing model. I thought it was kind of creative because I don't like to pay monthly things. I mean, it seems like you can never cancel them, you forget about them. And the neat thing about the lifetime access for the introductory pricing that I got, and if this is something you're interested in, you can follow it because they give discounts all the time, is that I was in the beta stage. So all the data that they produced is used to continue to make it better and better. And when it says lifetime access, my dad always used to say, whose lifetime? Mine or yours? I'm assuming it's theirs. But for whatever reason, it was worth it. So I'll go ahead and log in. Here we go. Nonfiction writing, marketing, promotion, or business, blog writing. You can translate content into different languages. A humanizer to make artificial writing sound more human. Rewriting content that you've already written. You can create an AI image, which is in the beta stage. It's very, very, very simple, very rudimentary. Bible study. This is brand new. I haven't seen Bible study. I have no idea what that means. So it allows biblical commentary, biblical theologian, or biblical children's curriculum. Now that's interesting to me because I do some Christian leadership writing, which is interesting. Pastor toolbox, I have no idea what that is. Series prep, sermon prep, brainstorming, create something else. So it's about creating a sermon and then church help. Very interesting. Now this is kind of new because Bible study used to be Bible phrases. And someone I met at a writing conference said, if you do writing on the Bible and you want to write something about money, you can do a search and then it'll show you all the different references of money. So I'm going to go to nonfiction writing, and then there's all these drop downs. Create a book title, create a book description, rewrite an existing book description, that's brand new, create a book outline, that's golden, create a chapter outline, and create a content section, create something else. So I'm going to create a book outline. Now, what I think is important about AI, and if you have some concerns and you just are absolutely, adamant that this is the worst thing ever, please put those comments in the chat because there will be future artificial intelligence meetings and we can kind of discuss that and see what it is. but never have I ever copied and pasted. And in my opinion, this is going to get rid of those creatives that do that. I mean, that's the worst type of creative there is. I mean, we want, this is a brainstorming tool and, you know, something to generate your own ideas, not to write it for you. And for me, I really believe that this is going to make creatives like us more valuable, because it's that, you know, thing we can't identify that makes us so unique, that makes it special, and you can see it and you can feel it and sense it. So the brilliant idea that I had in the jar is kindness is a superpower. So let's see what AI says about that. And weird, I mean, I haven't given a name or anything. You know, we used to name our cars, but I just call it my AI tool. And here's all the neat things it came up with. We'll see. Chapter 1, the power of kindness, an introduction. It's not a bad idea. Acts of kindness, small gestures, big impact. The ripple effect, how kindness spreads in the world. Oh, I really like that. Kindness in relationships, building stronger bonds. The science of kindness, how it benefits our well-being. Now that could send me down the path of research, which could be, for me, a lot of fun. Self-kindness, nurturing ourselves for a better world. Woo, 5 stars for that chapter. Thanks, AI. Kindness in the workplace, creating a positive environment. I think I need to write this book. Teaching kindness, cultivating empathy in the next generation. Kindness and mental health, healing through compassion. Overcoming challenges with kindness, strength, and vulnerability. Kindness across cultures, that's also fascinating. Embracing diversity and inclusion. Kindness in the environment, saving the earth with compassion. Kindness in action, inspiring stories and role models. Kindness is a social movement, making the world a better place. Those are neat ideas. I mean, that's kind of, you know, a place to start, which is really neat. The other thing that's so important when in writing is your very first sentence. You know, we call it the lead sentence, LED, but there's really nothing here in my drop down to write a first sentence for me. So I use the chapter, create a book title for the first sentence. And I'm just going to type in kindness is a superpower and see what it comes up. Power of kindness, unleashing your superhero potential. I don't like it. Kindness warriors, harnessing the superpower within. Kindness unleashed, embracing the superpower within. None of these are exciting. The mighty forces of kindness, your unique superpower. The kindness code, unlocking your inner superhero. Rise of the kindness heroes, embracing your superpowers. Interesting. So let's see, that wasn't exactly a great thing. Create a book description. Let's see. It's just kind of fun. If you are doing some writing, or if you're interested in writing a book and it's something that you kind of get stuck with, one of the pieces of advice I got was write the back cover, write the inside cover, and see what that inspires. So this would be the book description, something that you might see on Amazon. In a world that often regards power, success, and wealth, one ordinary person dares to challenge the status quo. Kindness is a superpower is an empowering and heartwarming journey of self-discovery and redemption. That's interesting. So it made all this up, and maybe it stole it from books, I don't know. Meet Sarah, a young woman on a relentless quest to find purpose and meaning in her life. Feeling lost and disillusioned, Sarah stumbles upon an unexpected revelation that kindness has the ability to change lives, including her own. Now that kind of feels like fiction, but again, I mean, I've never, ever, ever copied and pasted. Another tool that I use that's not a direct tool is the blog writing tool. Oh, here we go. Create article titles. Let's see what that comes up with. Power of kindness, how small acts can transform lives. I think we've done that one. Kindness, the secret superpower of empathy and connection. Unleashing kindness, tapping into your inner superhero.
That's cool.
Kindness, I like that one. Yeah. Kindness, the ultimate superpower that defeats negativity. Now I can see a visual coming out of that. I see some cool visuals, cool cartoon type illustrations. Spreading kindness, a superpower for a better world. Discovering the superpower of kindness, making a difference one act at a time. Kindness, a superpower in the age of selflessness. Interesting. It'll give you search engine optimization keyword ideas. I've never used this, but I should be better at that. Nice. So all of these things can be, kindness is the main and the prevalent one, but if you're looking for hashtags, that's an idea. Blog outline, similar to a book outline, but smaller, more for an article. How kindness affects both the giver and the receiver. The science behind kindness, its positive impact on mental and physical health. That could be interesting. Some of these are redundant. The connection between kindness and success. Nice.
Nice.
Ooh, acts of kindness with far-reaching impact. Examples from history and current events. I think this is redundant too. Teaching kindness, instilling compassion and empathy in children and education settings. Let's see. So that's kind of a little overview of how I use this tool. I understand from the developers of Quick Write that it was developed specifically for writers, and that they work with writers for the way writers work. So they don't expect you to copy and paste it. They're constantly working with the beta community to make it better. I've found it to be a great tool when you're staring at that blank page, like this little slip of paper, going, what exactly am I going to do with that? And sometimes people will say, or you'll get the advice of, write 20 minutes a day, every day. I don't work like that, but a lot of people do, and they have that discipline and they really go after it. For this, if I start playing around with this tool, I can get 20 minutes to an hour in very, very easily. And again, things start to take shape and come together. So it's kind of a fun tool. I could pick another idea, or if you guys wanted to know more, or it is a pretty simple process.
I think she's asking for feedback if you guys have any.
If you can you choose one? Acts of kindness with far-reaching impact, examples from history and current events. Will it give you the examples from history and current events too? Can you drill down
I don't know, but I can try it now, but if it does, I would definitely validate it.
Sure.
Because, I wouldn't just, say this is correct, but I would validate it. So let's see what happens. Power editor, let's see. Let's see what that does. I have never used the Power Editor, so this is the first
Cool.
experience with it. Yeah, let's see.
Oh
my
my God, look at that.
I have the chills.
We got stuff. We got stuff.
This is pretty rich. Again, we have to, there's no footnotes here, so we don't know where this came from.
I think
And
they are the footnotes.
sat behind an intellectual property attorney at the Robots Are Coming event. We had a very rich conversation about AI. But
And we have another one coming up on the 29th with C3 copyright and AI that you should all go to and check it out. They'll talk about all these things.
and the legalities as well, correct? So here's our
Yep.
first fact, which
That's fantastic.
seems to be okay.
Proclamation.
Yeah, the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, US President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation declaring freedom for slaves in the Confederate territories. This act of kindness had a far-reaching impact on the lives of millions of African Americans, contributing to the eventual end of slavery in the United States.
It's a perfect first one. It's a perfect first one.
Wow.
Yeah. The Marshall Plan, I'd never heard of the Marshall Plan. After World War II, the Marshall Plan was implemented to provide financial assistance and aid to war-torn countries in Europe. This act of kindness by the United States helped rebuild economies and infrastructure, leading to stability and prosperity in the region. Are there any World War II buffs? Does that sound true-ish?
I think it's true.
You do, Kathleen?
That is very true, Alicia. It was a very successful program.
Yeah, it's very true.
Wow, that's so cool to know. I had no idea. Malala made the AI list. Malala, I know who she is. I have not
So
met her.
cool. Like we
Yeah.
jumped right to now. Super cool.
Yeah, very, very nice. The Dalai Lama. I'm not brave enough to argue that one. I'm going to go with it's true. The Dalai Lama has long emphasized the importance of kindness and compassion in fostering harmonious relationships and peace. His teachings have inspired millions of people to practice kindness, creating a ripple effect that spreads to communities around the world. Actually, I'm really getting excited about this topic now. I mean, I would read a book like this. I find this kind of stuff very empowering and inspiring, and learning about the Marshall Plan. I didn't know about that. I mean, we kind of hear these things that are negative, but we don't get the positive things. I don't know if you guys saw on the internet, it's floating around President John F. Kennedy's speech on the arts and why the arts are so important. It's a beautiful, beautiful speech. And I thought,
Nice.
wow, all I've ever heard about is like his sexual transgressions. I mean, I've never heard these speeches. I need to look these up. I mean, this is amazing. Oh, Mother Teresa. Yeah, another great one. Global vaccination campaigns. Pay it forward movement. I know about that one. That's really a beautiful thing. Creates a chain reaction of goodwill. People keep paying things forward. Promotion of environmental sustainability. Oh, wow. The One Laptop Per Child initiative. This project aims to provide affordable laptops and internet access to children in developing countries, bringing
Nice.
digital divide. Yeah, very, very nice.
Important.
Oh, acts of kindness during natural disasters. And that's a good one. And there have been books written about that, which is really neat, about the way people come together. Well, because you guys are artists and design people, I'll
So, Alicia, any of these could become fodder for further research.
absolutely. Absolutely. And that's exactly how I use it. I mean, it kind of sends you down the rabbit hole of like, wow, that's a really neat idea. And where should I go with that? Now, this is the image feature, which is in beta, and I agree that it's not very exciting. There's not much going on here. However, for someone like me, if you need a quick image fast, and you don't have time to hunt down the credits and you just want something to pop into the middle of your article, it could work. I haven't done it yet.
Let's do
And
it.
I'm gonna do it. I haven't actually used it yet, but I have played with it. So I'm gonna use the same thing. Kindness is a superpower. Maybe I'll write it this way because you have to, I forgot the words that it's like a query prompt or, it's like a new kind of job. Do you know the word, George? You're nodding your head. It's a query.
They're prompt writers, yeah.
Prompt writers, yeah, prompt writers is like a new type of work. So you have to ask the question in the right way to generate the right answer. So because this isn't that clear, I'm gonna write kindness superhero. See what happens. And then
Which
you pick
style
the
do you want?
style. Yeah, do you want to pick?
Now you pick. I have a
Okay.
favorite, but you pick.
I'll pick this guy, the one in the multicolor kind of whimsical guy. See what happens. Woo! I think he's cute.
I love it.
Ew, it's a cat.
I'm gonna go with the gray guy. Let's see what more serious.
Pencil sketch.
Whoa!
Very
is
nice.
that is not kindness as a superpower.
He doesn't look kind. I'm afraid.
She's the
I like
enemy
how
of kindness, I think.
I like how she has the A.
What does the A mean?
What is the
I
A?
don't know, but Alicia A. I'm like, how does it know? It's watching us. AI is watching us. I don't know. That one scares me. I'm going
She
with
looks
the cat.
mean.
She looks really mean. Let's see what this one. He looks kind of oh, but
Of course.
looks boring, right? That's kind of what we would expect.
I'm curious, what if you just use kindness? Because it's kind of focusing only on the superhero part.
Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. I'm gonna go back to this guy, the whimsical guy, and see what
Maybe it'll be
that
a
comes up
dog
with.
this time. Oh, sweet.
Cute.
I don't know why those letters came up. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, AI doesn't know how to write words very well.
Yeah.
In
Ooh,
pictures.
got job security for a minute. Oh,
Oh,
kind of cute. That could be a superhero. This one couldn't think of anything. Let's see here. This, that's kind of
Whoa.
scary.
What is that about kindness?
I don't know.
Weird.
I wonder why it's drawing cats for kindness. I don't think of cats as kind.
I don't either. They're nasty.
They're not always nasty, but
Very self-centered.
they're, I mean, I don't think of, like, you think of a dog,
I mean,
like,
turtles are
Cats are
kind,
aloof.
like squirrels are
cats
kind.
can be aloof. Now, interestingly enough, this kind of looks the same as it has a year ago. So they're apparently not spending much time on this beta image thing. And maybe it's because people aren't using it or it's hard, or I have no idea why. I have no idea why. So, I mean, this is, I think, fun. But if you have any other questions or ideas, if you have anything to share about your own tools or your own
What did
process.
what did that category humanizer mean?
Okay, let's see. Humanizer means you take the content that it wrote. So let me see here. I'll have it write something here. I'll have it write a conclusion. Maybe it puts typos in. And it doesn't use the Oxford comma. Okay, so here we go. This is the computer generated.
Wow.
Whoa, quite long. In conclusion, kindness is indeed a superpower that has the potential to create immense positive change in our world. The acts of kindness may seem small, but their ripple effects can reach far beyond what we can imagine. Whether it is a smile, a kind word, or a simple act of generosity, each act of kindness has the power to touch someone's heart, restore their faith in humanity, and inspire them to pay it forward. So let's see what a human would say.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
So the human,
I'm sorry, I don't have the ability.
oh, that's lame.
It's like Dr. Spock or Mr. Spock. It doesn't have a heart.
That's totally what a human would say.
I agree. That's just what a human would say.
That is what a
Yeah.
human would say. That's why it needs to be a book. So people can learn to be kind. That's funny. Rewrite content. Let's try that.
And humanize or just rewrite?
It says rewrite, so it's not human, it's just rewriting. So I guess if you were gonna plagiarize something, this would be the tool that you could use to rewrite it in a new way. So the first paragraph is, to summarize, kindness possesses an extraordinary ability to bring about significant positive transformations in our world. Through acts of kindness may appear trivial, their impact extends far beyond our comprehension. Whether it is a gentle smile, a compassionate word, or a modest display of generosity, each act of kindness possesses the potential to touch hearts, reaffirm faith in humanity, and motivate individuals to reciprocate the generosity.
Sounds very
This-
gobbledygook.
Very.
That sounds like my report needs to be a page and I only have 2 paragraphs. That's like the bullshitizer.
Yeah. This sounds like you're getting this sounds like you're getting a C. Yeah, this sounds like not great. Yeah, this sounds like you're totally Eddie Haskell. So there's different ways to rewrite it. It can be professional, convincing, or casual. So let's try
Let's do
that.
casual.
What would casual look like? Hey, bro.
Okay, let's see what
Wow.
casual. And this is for me so much fun because all these features are new. So every time I open up this tool, it's like a new present.
Oh, how fun.
What's going on with it? Oh
Oh,
my
in
mind.
a nutshell.
So
Awesome. Ew.
be awesome.
In a nutshell, being kind is like having a superpower that can totally transform our world for the better, man.
It's crazy, dude.
It does sound casual. That's pretty fun.
Mhm.
Let's see here.
Did you know that being nice to others has a ton of awesome perks? Awesome sauce.
That is
I
so
love it.
fun.
That's the bro fire right there.
It can totally break down barriers, totally. It feels really casual. I'm gonna take casual out. Let's try convincing.
Sha, sha, sha.
This is what the humanizer needs. He needs to be convinced.
Can't get back to the top.
I'm trying.
It's
For
almost
whatever
there.
reason, it's cutting it off. In conclusion, kindness is indeed a superpower that has the potential to create immense positive change in our world. This sounds very lawyeristic. The acts of kindness may seem small, but their ripple effects can reach far beyond what we can imagine, whether same thing. I'm not convinced.
Campaign speech.
I'm not convinced. Let's see what professional does.
I don't think you hit the generate content button yet.
Oh, I have not. Okay, let's try that. Fine, quite professional. In conclusion, kindness possesses an extraordinary capacity to instigate significant and favorable transformations in our society.
Yeah, it's using longer words. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So fun.
That's who the casual guy is arguing with about kindness.
Yeah.
It's like totally
Totally.
should help your day, bro. You know.
Whether it manifests through a smile.
Right, right.
Recent research, a bunch of yielded, we got a lot of yieldeds. Recent research has yielded compelling evidence suggesting that engaging in acts of kindness yields a multitude of benefits. Wow.
So Alicia, if you like what it generates or you want to use it outside of the application, do you copy it into this right-hand side, right column?
Yes, if you can, or you can also just put it into a Word document and save it on your computer. That's what I do.
Uh-huh.
But it does allow you to save it and be more organized, but I don't rely on it that much. I just rely on it as a brainstorming tool. So, I mean, I kind of look at it and then I go to work. Like, for me, this was a really successful exercise, because I thought, wow, could there be a whole book about kindness? And after this, I think there is, I think that is a really neat book, and it's such a small thing, but such an impactful thing that it could be a really, really neat thing. So
Yeah.
lots of good ideas here today, I think.
An interesting program.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys using any AI tools?
Oh yeah, Potter is
For words or images?
for images. I use a lot of AI for image.
What kind of prompts do you give it?
Well, I don't do that type of AI. I do the AI that sharpens an image or makes the image big.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
Right. We have a couple of photographers who are experimenting with the AI that will create images. And so he's asked it to put a black bear in the middle of the river that he's got. So he's got a picture of a river and he says, put a black bear in there, and it does it. And he says, put a fisherman there, and it does it. But yeah, it's not there yet. It's getting really close. So yeah, my enlarging program, I can take tiny little pictures from cell phones and I can blow them up wall size.
Wow,
Cool.
that sounds really neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've used the same thing when I have to take regular pictures and put them on a building. When I need like a 30 gigapixel image.
Mhm.
So same thing. Makes them bigger without being weird.
Yeah, there's two big ones on the market right now, Topaz and On One. And they both have different uses and lots of amazing tools. But the one thing that I wanted to make mention is that I help teach class in jury selection at Loyola Law School, and that teacher, Ted Donner, one of my best friends, he told me the last time I saw him that he was going to have to bring his exams back into the classroom because his students were cheating with AI.
I believe that.
So he wants to see them write with a pencil on a page.
I think we need to bring blue books back.
Yes. Right.
Mhm. Which is, I think, amazing, because you can write it out, you can think, and your thoughts are clear, and to communicate and defend your ideas, I think is brilliant. It's
Right.
the way I did it.
I know Brent Brotein used the visual. I don't know what software he used, but he created a bee on a flower and submitted it to the New York Times Games spelling bee to use as one of their images in the help part, and it got accepted and it was used in there. So that's kind of cool.
Wow.
It's very cool.
And he's a writer. He's not an artist at all.
Where does he think of this stuff? He's amazing.
I don't know.
He pulled it out of his note jar,
Yeah, maybe he's got a slip jar. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, one idea that actually George said when we were brainstorming this idea is, we like the slip jar idea, and if people start doing a slip jar, maybe next year at our C3 event in person, we could get together and share our slip jars and see what ideas we build upon as a team.
And if you don't like one, you can do like the belt swap and just give it to somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Ideas
white
that are
elephant
one size
idea
fit all.
swap.
Yeah,
An
exactly.
idea swap.
The,
We have a
the white
name.
elephant idea swap, yeah.
I like it. We have a name for the
I got-
event.
Sounds
I got a
great. Like,
musical.
put your hand in the slip jar of the person to your left. And everyone goes around the circle and picks someone else's idea. to
I
do
love
I
it.
think that's awesome. That'd be so much fun. All kinds of creativity would come.
I like the randomness of the slip jar because I've kept ideas aside, but they're like notes on the computer, right? So they're just, and I have to go through them and they're linear, and I like the
Yeah.
randomness of this. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it because it's fun
Yeah.
and it's also visual. And you know, when I'm feeling stuck, I mean, it's always here somewhere I can see it.
And you're also the jury. Like you can decide, I don't like this idea. No one's watching. It's like, okay, I'll pick another one. It's very,
Yeah. Yeah.
I also like the idea that you keep it out so it inspires you to stick other ideas in there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Any other questions, comments, etc.?
what if it's not big enough?
The jar
Yeah,
or the idea.
the jar. Do you get another jar or a bigger jar?
I haven't gotten another jar, but I do a year
Are you
end
bragging, Linda?
Well, part of the process for me is to like look at this at the end of the year and then go through the slips, and some of them I've worked on, you know, not without knowing it. So some of the ideas have gotten developed and then other ideas I throw away. But to me, that's kind of inspiring too.
Oh, that's really
because-
good. So you edit at the end.
Yeah,
Of the
yeah,
Like
edit it, you know,
how to do-
purge at the end of the year. Yeah, kind of purge and reevaluate
I'm sort of doing it at the end of the decade.
at the end of the
My
decade.
slip jar is really big. The dumpster.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been doing something similar, but completely different. And a lot of you know that I'm on a 12-step program, and so I have sponsees. And I asked my sponsees to make a God can. So I take a coffee can, and I have them right on the top of the coffee can, God can. Okay, or higher power can. You don't want to say God, but can. And I have them put their problems in the can and put the lid on it. And that way, if the problem is in the can and the lid is on it, then God can do something about it. But if they take the lid off, it's no longer a God can, and God can't do anything about it. So I really love your slip jar idea. I'm starting one tonight.
oh, that's so cool to hear. I love the God can idea. That's a great one. That's really awesome.
Thanks. It's not my idea. I got it from my sponsor. So, you know,
It came from the Stoics.
Yes.
Or before that.
right.
So Robert, does that mean if you open it, then God can't do anything? So you have to have multiple cans around for each thing that he needs to work on?
No, you put them all in the, well, you can open and close it quickly. You just
Ah.
leave it open. Can't stick your hand back in there and fish it back out.
Okay.
It's I liken it to an in basket. If I have an in basket on my desk and you want me to do something, if you take that project and put it in my in basket, then I can work on it. But if you come take that project out of my in basket, then Potter can't work on it because it's no longer in my control. Right?
Gotcha.
Right. That's the thing.
I like it.
A friend gave me one similar, like an Altoids type shape.
Mhm.
And it's same idea, but on the top says turn it over, says turn it over.
I love it. I love it.
That's awesome.
Okay, great. And I want that meeting at the end of the year where we share our ideas.
Let's do it. That'd be so
Yeah.
fun.
Or even a bad idea jar would be great too.
I like that idea. Bad ideas.
What
yeah.
shape is that?
That's in the cant.
Big black
Right,
box.
exactly. Hmm.
There's something about the act of writing it down and getting it out of what inside, like when there's an old feng shui fix for when you try to sell your house, you take something from your kitchen and put it in fast moving water. I mean, it's physical,
Oh.
but you give it up to a larger, different set of electromagnetic forces.
You can totally forget